What's up, guys? Today's video, we're going to work on the Hellcoda, the Hellcat swapped Dodge Dakota. We're going to be doing a few different things. So last video, we finally got the starter issues kind of figured out. As far as the driveline stuff, I've got it better. I still need to find somebody that can test it for us and check it for us and really get down to the driveline angles. It doesn't appear to be the anything going on with the rear axle. I know I showed you guys in a previous video, we swapped out the rear axle for a junkyard axle, but it didn't seem to change anything. So I'm gonna end up putting our axle back in there because it's got the true track in it, which is better than what we got in here, which is a factory limited slip. So we're gonna burn this out if we keep this in here. Other thing too is we have the better gear ratio, the 323s in the other axle, so we might as well get that one on here instead of what we got in here. So that will be happening, not in today's vlog, but I just want to update you guys. What I do have is the Hellcat hood, and because we've been dealing with so much mechanical stuff, I really didn't focus on the cosmetic aspect of it, but I do want to get this hood fitted. So what I'm going to try and do in today's video is get this off and try to get that one fitted. There's a little bit of trimming and stuff I want to do around those vents, and I also have to do some trimming across the top in order to fit the grille. I showed you guys that this kind of piece that sits down right here, it sits down a little bit too far on that, so I'm gonna have to shave it in order to get the new grille to fit on there. So I'm gonna start working on that. Small things, got to throw that wheel back on the back, and we'll get some stuff done. So let's get to it. Okay, so we've got the hood laid out here, and I'll show you guys what the deal is. So pretty much just right here on the two ends, the middle looks like it's not too bad, but over here is where I gotta take out material. That's what's stopping the grille from coming all the way down. So if I go like this, and I show you guys under here, it's hitting there, not in the middle. You can see we've got a gap there, and then there needs to be trimmed down as well. So I'm gonna shave pretty much to this hole. I'm gonna shave that down. Same thing here, pretty much to that second hole, shave that down, and then we'll hopefully start bringing this thing in so we can actually bolt this up. Okay, so we're making a bit of progress here. See this big lip though? This is not present on the other one. It's all flat here, so we might actually have to go all the way down. These dogs are going crazy, but part of the vlog. So you'll notice over here, like, goes flat right there. So we might have to do something similar, and I just got all these bolts out. Had to use some PB Blaster and get all these hardware all freed up because it was stuck and frozen. So got that off, took the blue grill off, and just kind of comparing the aftermarket grill versus the original grill. So right now I'm just gonna see, this thing is already just taking the grill off. She's squeaky. It's going up real easy. I'm a little bit concerned about the spring strength on these hinges because they're kind of got one of those steel springs in here. I think it's gonna be way too much for that fiberglass hood because this thing weighs a ton compared to that thing. Okay, so I'm making some progress. I'll show you guys. So I got the grill mounted. I don't have the big support brace that holds it. So that's the one thing about this setup. Like the newer ones, the grill stays on there and the hood just comes up. That one, the grill actually goes with the hood, but it's the same thing. It's got this big brace here. But anyways, so I will have to fiddle with this body line. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this body line here, it's a combination of the grill being aftermarket and the hood being aftermarket. So I'd like somebody to straighten these body lines out a little bit more. But at least it's on here. Got a bit of fiddling to do with that. But part of the fun is there's a showing on my place right now. So I have to run off and disappear for an hour or so. So I gotta get out of here. So it's kind of work days I've been having. It's kind of like being interrupted. So get started on a project and then I gotta cut for a little while people come and look at the place. So I'm gonna take off, probably get some gym time in, and then I'll come back and keep working on this a little bit later. All right, well, I wasn't lying. It is a lot later. I'm back, went to the gym, got a little workout in, but I did manage to take the hood off by myself. I know I said the last video I wasn't going to, but I got it off. I didn't put it through the windshield, but like I said, it's not the heaviest hood in the world, but it's all steel and it's pretty awkward. But I did manage to get it off, and before somebody says, why did you put it on the ground? Like, this hood is bent, so I'm not too concerned about it. But where is it? It's not on this side. It's on this side. It's bent, and then it's like dented in here. So, and the whole thing's kind of like arched weird. But anyways, yeah, I don't know how this is gonna fare out, but I'm gonna try to put the other hood on. Like I said, I've got the grille on it right now. I don't have all the reinforcements. The kind of sucky part is, oh, this is gonna be really dark. You probably can't see this, but they don't, the part where the latch goes, they don't cut it out for us. So that part's gonna suck a little bit. This part here, so this whole void we gotta cut out. And then I've also got to put probably some steel in the back with these bolt holes. So it's really not a bolt-on thing. It's a pretty custom affair. So in order to get the latch on here, I'm going to have to cut this hole. And I probably want some steel in behind it, at least some sort of bracket. I was thinking of cutting this whole thing out and shoving it behind, but I don't know that it will fit. But either way, I'm going to see if I can hang this thing and at least see if the fitment's good before we go through all this headache. Next up, what I'm working on is, these bolts are actually metric, but the ones they give you are super long because they have to go through that 1/2-inch piece of wood. So I had to find other bolts, and funny enough, these are the S2000 bolts. Obviously you can see they're yellow, but they're metric thread, and they're a lot shorter because if you were to try to put this in, like, this thing would be trying to come through the other side of the hood almost. Other thing I'm doing right now is just running a tap through them because their threads are not the cleanest, so I'm just running this tap through it to clean out all the junk. They're not stripped or anything, but it's just like fiberglass and junk all in the threads. So their cheap bolts kind of work, but then when you get into a better grade bolt, it's, you know, better tolerance, and it's too snug. So I'm just cleaning everything out with the tap. Okay, so here's the first part of the fun. So I had to clean out all the threads just to get the bolts to go in, and there's no way you can close this with, there's just, that old hood is so heavy that if you were to try to grab this and pull this down, you would like 99.9% chance you would end up snapping this. Like, you can probably see it flexing right there, which isn't a bad thing. It's just there's like so much spring pressure on this that these are just trying to break the hood in half. So what we're probably gonna have to do is put like a little shock assist here, you know, one here, one there. And have to take off that spring, which is probably going to be kind of dangerous, but that spring is going to have to come off of that assembly so that it's just a hinge. And then we'll put like 2, you know, struts that come across here to lift this thing for now. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this, because this is turning into a lot bigger project than I anticipated. I'll see if I can jump on the net today and see if I can find anything Amazon Prime as far as, you know, little gas shocks or something that I can put here, because obviously you guys know this hood is going to spend pretty much as much time up as it is, probably actually more time up, you know, at the shows than it is down. So, and I don't want it to come, you know, crashing down on anybody with a gust of wind. So I got to try to figure out some shocks that go here that hold it up, but aren't too aggressive to the point where, you know, I can't close this thing. But so far, I'm really liking how she's going to look in the end result. I kind of wanted to close it to at least get an idea of, you know, fitment, but I almost can't. There's no way to bypass that stupid spring. Let me mess with it, you guys, and as soon as I figure something out, I will start recording again. Okay, so I did find a hood prop kit that I'm going to order off Amazon, so but that won't show up for a couple days. I did find that you can take off just the 13 mil nut right here, and this is the arm that goes to the spring. So if we take this off on both sides, technically should be able to close it. Obviously we won't have anything to hold it, but let's see if we can get to close. The only thing is this sticks up a little bit. Not sure if this bolt will kind of get into that position, but we'll find out in just a second. You know what, you guys, it does look like if we leave one on and just carefully close it, like, it'll hold the hood. But if we carefully close it from this side, just pushing here, if I can illustrate this, we can actually close the hood. Like I said, you want to be careful until I get the hood props, but at least we have a way of keeping this hood open for now. So here's kind of what it looks like. I think I have the latch and some stuff in the way. Let me get this situated so we can actually push it down all the way. So she is down, boys. This thing looks pretty crazy. I think it'll look even better once it's color matched, but fitment doesn't look too bad. Of course, I probably have some adjusting to do, you know, to get this thing perfect, and I have to mess with it. But I mean, overall, fitment's not terrible. Again, it has to go down. We have to cut that big hole here because right now it is hitting on the latch before it fully seats. You can hear it. So that's right now hitting on that, since that sticks up from the radiator support. So that's hitting there. But I think what we're gonna do is, at least for now until I get the other stuff, is leave those shocks off. Or sorry, not until I get the shocks, but you kind of just lift it up, and then you can come over here, and if I can set this camera down with one hand and hold the hood and be a gymnast. Well, hopefully you guys can see me. You can kind of just come over here and just use this as a hood prop, so you can just throw it on like that, and then just take it off. So I'll probably just rock it like that for now. So you just come over here, lift this up, put it around that bolt, and then it's holding. So I'll probably rock it like that for now, but I gotta cut the hole right here. So I'm gonna have to map that out tomorrow and get to cutting, but I think I'm gonna call it a night for now. It's been a lot of work so far, and I'm beat. All right, well, it's the next day. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to, I think, back this out. I'm gonna put a drop sheet over top of this, and I'm gonna have to start mapping out where we're cutting here. And I do have that spare hood, the failed Hellcat hood, and I'm gonna actually cut out this chunk of metal from that spare hood. That way I can just take this, I can actually get my hand back in behind here, and I can put that whole metal template behind, so we got a little bit of steel back here, and then I can just put my screws right through, so that I've got something underneath here that's got some strength to hold everything as well. So that's my game plan. Let me get that underway. I'm actually looking at this, and I don't know if you guys can see what I can see, but there's like a circle there, and you can kind of see the outline of this thing. So it might actually be better, because rather than working overhead, I might just take it off and just take a bunch of measurements and cut this thing, you know, put it down on a blanket on the good side and cut this thing upside down, because it's gonna be a lot of work trying to cut it overhead perfectly and make a mess everywhere. So I might just do that, just take the hood back off. Okay, so hood is off. You guys, this keeps getting more and more strange. So you guys, I ended up starting to drill where I kind of mapped out the hole would be. I just kind of measured it, and it started hitting aluminum. So there is metal in here. I don't think there's tapped threads maybe, but I'm gonna cut out this center section first, see what the heck is under here. I can get my hand under here. I don't really feel anything, but something is in here. They've got some sort of reinforcement already. So like I said, I mapped out the hole to be right about here. So I'm gonna cut this center section out so I can actually get my fingers in here a little bit better in my hand and see what the heck is in here. I don't know if there's already a hole with tapped threads, or you're just supposed to drill and tap your own threads. It's kind of weird. There's no instructions, obviously. So let me cut this out a little bit better, and then we'll go from there. This is the most confusing thing, you guys. So on this side, I happened to drill and just went nice and easy through right where I marked it, and it does seem to have metal on it. So it's almost like maybe it was pre-drilled. There's like a hole. So either way, I'm gonna put a nut on the back, but at least we're going through metal on both sides. But this is kind of crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna paint up this latch so it looks better, but the latch now fits. I can get my finger in here to put another nut on the back side of it, which I'm definitely gonna do, and our bolts go through. So we've got a latch for now. Now I need to figure out where to put these other holes for that whole brace thing to go back here. So I got a bunch of work to do, so let's keep going. I might just spray this thing, you know, fresh black at least, so that it can dry while I mess with everything else. Okay, one more down. I ended up getting these through here. So these are just screwed into the fiberglass. We'll see how they hold up. There's no metal back there. They were just screwed into the metal on the other one, not really any nuts, just, you know, these are just screws into the sheet metal. But that's all lined up. Again, I just took measurements from here to there, tried to find a point here to there, and did it on every single one till I got it to where it should be. And then we made our holes and went ahead and drilled it. I'm gonna clean up these right now. I don't really like how they have like these hack marks in it. So I think I'm okay with this. Probably gonna come up, see this line here, and probably just square this up the same way. Do it on the same on both sides. And I also think I might kind of go a little bit more into here so that the vent's a little bit more exposed, same as that one is over there, and just clean up the ends more than anything. The middles, you know, not too bad, but just clean up the ends. And then I'm also gonna have to clean up all this. So let me mess with it and then I'll show you guys what I come up with. Okay, so I spent a ton of time, you guys, cleaned up the cuts on there where the vents are. So made them a little bit more symmetrical and matching looking. Also cleaned up this large opening in the center. I think at some point I might want to cut the middle out just so that when the air gets rammed in there, kind of has somewhere to go. Technically, once it goes in there, it can escape here, but you know, rather than having a big air dam and, you know, the hood shaking at speed, I don't know, we'll see. I gotta escape again for another showing again, so kind of, like I said, broken up days, but still working and getting some stuff done. So let me wrap up and then we'll continue in a little bit. All right, guys, so as promised, I did get it done. Like I said, it's been a broken up day today, but she is on. I'm super happy with the fitment for an aftermarket piece. And yeah, I'm super happy with it. I think that what I'm gonna try to do is get it painted this week is the goal. It obviously comes this flat black color, but it's, you can see in certain places where it's either rubbing or, you know, they laid it on a little bit thicker, like it's kind of got these shiny spots. So it's not like it was meant to be this way. So that's kind of why you see these little like weird marks in it and whatnot. But I'm gonna get it painted blue and then probably do blue on the grill as well, I think. So I kind of like the black grill idea, but either way, hood's definitely going to be blue, I think, and then the black inserts I think will really pop if we do that. So that's pretty much a wrap for this video. I want to get this video out for you guys. I also have a bunch of stuff to do right now. I think we're putting the original differential back in it with a 323 and our True Track in it as well. So I think we're going to try to swap that out today. That way tomorrow we're going to go to an event. So we're going to be at Irwindale Speedway with the truck. If you guys are local, definitely come out. So again, Irwindale Speedway, we should be there tomorrow with the truck if you want to come and check it out. Try to get this out tonight, being Friday. Also going to try and do a live, and like I said, I still got to swap the rear axle. I think Jonathan and Chris are coming over right now to give me a hand with that. So we've gotten pretty fast at it, so I think we're going to swap it out quick. And if you guys are wondering about the vibration thing, we still haven't fully dialed it in, but with me putting the 323 back in there, it should move the vibration a little bit higher. So be able to get a little bit more speed out of the truck before it starts vibrating. But ultimately, I think a few things, just you know, top of the head, the fact that we have an adapter going from the actual flange on the transmission to the 1350 U-joint style, I think it's kind of posing these issues that we're facing. Again, I do have to get a driveline shop to try to, or some sort of speed shop to try to verify the angles, but at the same time, this is the normal flange, or the flange that comes out of the transmission, and then we have an adapter that brings the U-joint like way out here, and it's really not the best solution. It'd be better if the joint was here and, you know, there's a U-joint right here instead of bringing our angle way out to here, and it puts a lot of force on the back of the transmission. So either that, or what I might try to do next is try to get somebody to make me a two-piece drive shaft with the original flange that goes to here, maybe come out to here, put a carrier bearing, and then go to my live axle. I think that might be the way I'm gonna try to go, but I'm kind of running out of time. I only have, I gotta leave like next weekend, so I have like a week before we take off. We're gonna be heading out to Kentucky with the truck, and also going to be going to Holly Mo Party. So if you guys aren't gonna be there, or if you guys are close, you should be there. Beach Bend Raceway, September 17th through the 19th. So I'll be there all 3 days. You can find me at the Holly booth with the truck. So definitely come out. I guess I should probably show you guys this. Right now it's open. So if I close it, it fits pretty good. I can probably dial it in a little bit, you know, probably if I want to. I could probably suck it down a little bit. There's some pads in the front here that I can, you know, screw down to bring this a little bit down so that I can tighten up this gap if I want. But overall, I think once it's all one color, it should look pretty good. Again, can't, you know, expect aftermarket stuff to fit perfectly, but it fits pretty dang good. So super happy with it. Come out to Holly Mo Party. Truck will be there. I'll be there. That's pretty much it. Any questions? Be sure to drop a comment down below. I'll see you guys on the next video.